So I was looking through some facts about German language and culture to discuss on this channel, and I found this interesting gem on the website of a British translation bureau. Apparently, the oldest translation into German was a Bible published in the 4th century. The 4th century? But that's hundreds of years before the German language was even born. How can there be a German text before German existed? Now, it's important to remember that languages develop by a process of slow evolution. So in reality, it's not actually possible to point to a specific moment in time and say this is when German was born. But we still do have to make decisions about how to apply meaningful and useful labels to these things. So in Central Europe, at the time the Roman Empire was fading into obscurity, we had a number of closely related dialects that we can call West Germanic. Some speakers of some of these dialects settled in what is now England, and this is taken to be the birth of the English language. Some dialects underwent a sound change known as the High German consonant shift, and these became the High German languages, and the rest became the Low German languages. This is a very simplified explanation, of course, but by convention we take the High German consonant shift to be the event that gave birth to the German language. That was a long and gradual process, though. It started around the 4th century, but wasn't complete until the 8th century, which is when the oldest surviving document that we have in what we now call Old High German was written. This, by the way, is the Codex Abrogans, which is a kind of a dictionary written around the year 770. It wasn't a very good dictionary, but it listed Latin words and their Old High German equivalents. Okay, but since, as I explained, this was a gradual evolution, perhaps we can be a bit generous here and say that this 4th century Bible was written in a kind of Proto-German, a transitional stage between a really late Germanic language and a really early Old High German dialect. And if that were the case, then this would be the end of the video. But the Bible that the site is referring to is very clearly the Wulfila Bible. That was indeed translated in the 4th century, but into Gothic. And unlike German, Gothic is not a West Germanic language. It's East Germanic. See, the Germanic languages split into several different groups, and German is one of the languages that evolved from the West Germanic branch. All of the languages from the East Germanic branch, including Gothic, are extinct and leave no descendants at all. The article I found goes on to claim that this Bible helped to unify the German language and create the standard dialects that we speak to this day. Except that it didn't. The translation that did do that was Martin Luther's, but he wasn't around until the 16th century, about 1200 years after the Wulfila Bible was written. Incidentally, the so-called Mondsee fragments are the remains of a collection of documents written in the early part of the 9th century, and these include parts of the Gospel of Matthew, making that, possibly, the oldest translation into the German language.